Well, this entertainment mecca opened back in 2009. It seats 80,000 but has a standing room capacity north of 100K, and we are pushing that today at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. They met in back-to-back Super Bowls in the 90s, and they're together again. The Cowboys and Bills are underway. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. They start the drive with Vaughn. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Prescott now. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that one.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. This one swung out to Vaughn. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. A run with Vaughn out of the gun. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Here's Prescott. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
Throwing, Prescott. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Deuce Vaughn, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. And the Bills now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. Off the play fake. Allen, he'll buy some time right. That is caught. Kincaid with it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a 1st down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bills with a football as we start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Allen. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo 1st down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Allen going to throw. This to the tight end, Kincaid. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They run for the 1st time with James Cook. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Allen. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
Looking to throw. Prescott. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter. 7-0 ball game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They run here with Rico Dowdle. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Prescott from the gun. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Prescott. Flush to his right. These guys running back out of the backfield. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's a give to Vaughn. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. Prescott. Oh, he bowls over him. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Now Prescott. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Here we go. Here we go, 46, 46.
To throw is Prescott. Open man, right side, it's Lamb. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. 23 yards the pickup there.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
Now Prescott. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. Running behind center with Vaughn. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Deuce Vaughn, as the first half is winding down. And the Cowboys will extend their lead here just before halftime. Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And it's now 14-0. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this ball is not going to get to the 20, so this is going to be whistled dead. And the ball's going to be placed up at the 40-yard line. So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On play action, Allen. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Allen off the play fake. This taken in by Kincaid. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Up the middle, it's Cook. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 the score as we get rolling again here in this second half. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now Allen. And Cook has it left side. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it's second down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
Allen now looks to throw. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Allen will look to throw for it on fourth. Escaping the pressure right. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Has not been a big game for him throwing the football. I think he feels like, let's try something different. Let's use the legs here and see if we can make some plays.
And no passing touchdowns, yardage not where he would like it. Try something new. It worked there. Flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Dallas, Texas is the spot, third quarter inside AT&T Stadium. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Allen. Flush to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that. And they force another incompletion.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 22-yard line. 18 yards, a big pickup there on third down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. On play action, Allen. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Damone Clark. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
It's had many names, but only one NFL team over the years. We're at the home of the Dolphins, Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. Hello, everybody. Alongside Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, let's dive right in. What are you looking forward to in this one?
Yeah, just about everything, Kate. But these are two such evenly matched teams. You and I know there's going to be 2, 3, 4 plays in this game that will likely define the outcome. That is the beauty of the NFL each and every weekend. Each and every Thursday and Sunday and Monday night, they come down to a couple plays. Who will they be? What will they be? When will they be? Tune in and watch.
They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Straight to the air they go. His first pass falls incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And it's going to be 2nd down. Looking to the air here. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. Decent gain here, but short of the first. Working quickly here. On 3rd down, they're going to Dillon. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. Connects with Johnson. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down. Setting up a throw. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down. Shotgun give out of Dillon. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Offense up to the line fast. First and 10, looking to throw. He's on the move. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, and you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. It's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
2nd and 10 now. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints finish up an excellent opening series. Matt Prater for the point after try. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Prater on to send it away. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. His first throw is an interception. That's DeMario Davis. And the Saints get the football back with great field position there at the 36. Already in an early hole on the scoreboard. That is not what they needed in response, Brock. Giving away possession with a pick.
You know, we got a lot of game left, obviously. Nowhere close to them putting it away. But you can see things starting to unravel a little bit, even after just 2 possessions. A touchdown here could really continue that momentum towards an early runaway. Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to kick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
This one caught by C.D. Lamb. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Looking for a throw here. 9-yard line. And he'll be touched down after a big play.
You know, Kate, years ago, my old high school receiver and I got together for a football camp. I could still close my eyes and throw in that slant. We've done it millions of times. You get a QB receiver connection like that.
And he barrels across for the touchdown. The Saints get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. A.J. Dillon, the touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second-effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Our score, 14-0. We'll be right back with more Madden Ultimate Team after this. Now Prater on to send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Dolphin football as we begin. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you'd like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Well, the pressure, boy, that sped that whole play up, didn't it? And it opened up a wide range of outcomes. A hurried throw almost ended up an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 32 on that play. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down.
Here we go.
Throwing it again here. Has him on the quick hitter. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Catches me in close. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. When you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
To the corner of the end zone, but incomplete. Oh, he made the catch, but didn't get down in bounds.
You know, I don't mind taking that risk, especially on early downs. You try to shot downfield, it doesn't work. But Kate, the good news, you've got 2 more downs to try to find it first.
Still sticking with the passing game. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. Buda Baker picks it off.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him.
A city known for its incredible skyline, its nightlife and beaches, today centered around this venue, Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Welcome in, everyone. Kate, Scott, and Brock Hewitt on the call for you for this one. And I'm sure a lot of people in attendance and watching from home, Brock, they've already got the winner made up in their mind. But I'll tell you one thing, we've got a sideline down there ready to dispel that eye test.
Well, all that talk before the game is just that. Talk. You can look at past performance. You can look at metrics. You can spin any numbers you want. But we're about ready to kick this thing off. And from there, it's anybody's game.
And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Mayfield comes out throwing. Oh, it's intercepted. What a start. Juju Brents with a pick. And he makes the house go. It's a touchdown on the pick six. So on our opening drive, Brock, we've got a big defensive highlight already as the pick six starts off our scoring.
This is a defense who isn't hiding how they're approaching this game. They want to be disruptive. They're unafraid to be aggressive. Can be a risky mentality to have. Boy, can it set a tone early.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. Returnable from the one. Now get this drive started. 1st and 10. After the pick, here's Mayfield again. Caught, nice game left shot. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play. Keep driving that defense backwards.
First and 10. Here's Mayfield. He lays out over the middle to bring that one in. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things. Separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
First and 10, it's Mayfield. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Dolphins have the football, and they got set up shop at the 15.
Well, that's now a second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. It's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Indianapolis Colts and the Green Bay Packers, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
It's the only fan-owned franchise here in the NFL. And tens of thousands of those fans have their cheese heads on and have filled the stands of historic Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
And here we go from Lambeau. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
Reed now in motion left. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, this is a headache-inducing run for a defensive coach. I could just imagine that staff both upstairs and down on the field watching it, Kate, because now, well, they don't have to just worry about this guy catching as a receiver. Now they know he can be a weapon in the ground game, too.
Motioning Watson left. 2nd and 1. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
And now this defense is on that sack board and sets up a pretty good chance here on 3rd down. It's a little bit like blood in the water with sharks when it comes to taking sacks. You can feel it as a quarterback. Once that defense gets one, they're hungry for another.
They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6.
Don't let us down. Get all the way. Can't stop you.
Takes the handoff now low. Oh, he puts some heat on this. He's good. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Keep going.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. This throw is cut. And he drives this forward to the 6.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the pistol, here's Love. Into traffic, complete. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Jacob. And he gets in, touchdown. The Packers take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
We need these points, guys. We need all of them. Make that kick.
Brandon McManus on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So out come the Colts for their first offensive possession. Bringing them out to 4th overall pick in 2023 out of Florida. A super athlete at quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that when Anthony Richardson came out of the draft out of Florida, he was the greatest all-around athlete we'd ever seen at quarterback. 240 pounds, running 4.4, jumping 40 inches. He was the envy of defensive ends and linebackers that couldn't put up those numbers. Now, it's taken all those athletic traits and squeezing them into the quarterback position, maximizing all that physical talent to become the superstar he can be.
And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. Takes across midfield, hits the opposing territory. And he's finally marked down at the 46-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. It's a completion to Michael Pittman Jr. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brought down by Quay Walker.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Pittman sent in motion right. Second down carry for Taylor. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. They go again with Taylor. And that run very short, only getting to the 27. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
We send a man in motion. Off the play fake, here's Richardson. Flushed out of the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. That pushes him back.
First sack on the ball, and the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Motioning left is their running back.
judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on third down.
Up and good from Fairbairn. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Jaden Reed to return this. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Green Bay offense returning to the field for their second possession. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Love looking to pass. Able to get it to Reed. And he gets him around 6 there. Brought down by Julian Blackman.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Keep pushing that rock down the field.
Play fake, it's Love. On target to Musgrave. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
That wasn't going anywhere else on that play. It's one of the ones called specifically for the tight end because they know he's able to get a good release off that play action, and then he gets himself in space to do some damage.
And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect. And all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got borderline automatic in this offense.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Loves to throw again. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
No connection on the last play, and out 3rd down.
Keep the ball moving. Keep the ball moving.
Love from the gun. Feather arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So that brings up 4th and long. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
And a fair catch made here at the 17. So no return on that punt. And the Colts have a long football field ahead of them on this drive. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
These defensive ends today are so good, Kate, with their hands, and it's often right off the jump. If you can win with your hands, if you can create space, you can get a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Hits him on the out. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They motion a receiver left. Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And they have that one contained right at the line. Brought down by Quay Walker. No progress on 1st down, and they'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instinct come to life.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Play action with Richardson. Bails out of the pocket quick. Pressure coming. They take him down. That pushes him back. 4th down.
When you think about safeties, I mean, it's just like name. Right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Now Richardson to throw. Holding right down. And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense. Well, you know this better than most, Brock. Screens normally leave some rushers to come free, but still, it's not often you get roughing the passer on one.
No, it isn't, but I think of Tom Brady. To me, not only the greatest QB sneaker in the game, but he was one of the great screen masters, too. He understood how to sell a screen, draw those defenders to him, and what the QB did right there, sometimes they'll even tee off and you get the penalty. This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Look at this sweep. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
First trip to the red zone for the Colts. They've got 1st and 10 right along the 20. Looking from the gun, it's Richardson. He's got his man, that's Alec Pierce. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Putting the receiver in motion. Takes the handoff, now to throw. This one finds Taylor. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush it. You got to earn the right to make the blitzes. When you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the ball, you've earned nothing.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Taylor did off the man. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Motioning one of the tight ends. 1st and goal. Here's Taylor. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line. And the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
Going from the pistol, Richardson. The cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up. Shotgun, it's Richardson. Here's a movement up there, and the drop it. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
Okay, it's pretty clear, isn't it? It's this constant pressure that this defense has imposed on this offense to keep them out of rhythm and build up this lead. This offense is not going to offer a comeback if this quarterback continues to run for his life.
Fourth down's going to bring out Matt Gay and the Colts field goal unit for the first time. Already has one in this game, this from 30. Looking good from Fairbairn. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Things trim back down to a single-point rock as they send this off and away. Nixon now to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Packers all set to get back out there. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Keep it going, keep it going.
Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
On the pound, baby. Let's go.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Play made by E.J. Speed. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. And on 3rd down, the Colts going with a nickel here.
I believe in you. Oh, that's me.
Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
Again, Daniel Whelan heading out for another punt. Josh Downs deep for the Colts. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. Call that punt a 52-yard effort. And the Colts will take over.
Look right here one time.
First and 10 now from the 30. To throw, Richardson. To the left side, complete. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw it. It's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Looking for his wide receiver there. But still plenty of options left on 4th and short.
There's no opportunity for this offense, the short throws. The defense had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Going to turn the tailor on 3rd down. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. They go play action here. He's working out there, able to drop it. Big play drives and now 2nd down.
Pick yourself back over and over again. All of these sacks in this first quarter have led to so much disruption. Kate, what do offense look for, especially early? Get myself into rhythm. Get myself into a tempo. What do defenses want to do? Wreck all of that, and it's exactly what this defense is doing.
Another try following the sack. And he's under pressure, and he goes down. Back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a goal down.
This defense cannot make a bigger statement out of the gate with this game. Man, the lead up to a ball game, trash talk. Right, things said in the paper, bulletin board material, whatever it is. This defense took something personal, Kate, and they are taking it out on this quarterback.
So a really tough spot here. This is 3rd and a country mile. Running back sets in motion. It's Richardson. He just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? We chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Holt's going to kick this away now on 4th, and it's Rigoberto Sanchez on for the punt. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. 7-6 is our score. We'll return to historic Lambeau Field after this. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They got this after forcing a punt at the end of one. Takes the handoff now low. As a twist back, here's Josh Jacobs. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
All right, now let's go get 6. Keep up with our attack offense.
From the pistol, here's Love. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Making the stop that time, Nick Cross.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep them short of the sticks.
All right, offense, keep pushing the ball downfield.
Sending a receiver left. Throwing his love on third. He isn't holding it up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
You're going to go play action, Kate. You've got to sell. If you don't convince that defense you're running it, or if it's a situation where you never run the ball, you really do leave your quarterback dead in the water, vulnerable against a defense who will storm right past that fake and right into that pocket.
Daniel Whelan on the punt. And he's only a handful of yards from his own goal line. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The Colts have running back Jonathan Taylor headed out with the rest of the offense. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. Ball at the 33 for first down. Off the play fake, here's Richardson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang up. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So that brings up second down. So they offer the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3.
Now, it doesn't matter first down. You got guys out there in the run game. Take it and move off that.
And the Packers had a 50B out there for this 3rd down play. Richardson back to throw. He had it for a moment, but a quick defensive play. John Williams incomplete. He was looking for Michael Pittman Jr. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. A quick 3 plays, Brock, and we have arrived at 4th down just like that as he comes through with some contact to break up what looked like a catch.
Now, guess what, Kate? These guys aren't getting paid by the decade defensively. They want to get themselves off the field in as few snaps as possible, and there was no way they were letting this drive extend beyond a 3 and out.
That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Packers are going to have a long football field ahead of them on this drive. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Man in motion here. On 1st and 10, here's Love. He's got it. They catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic of the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Love out of the shotgun. His man, it's Crab. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Shotgun now for Love. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
New set of downs for him from the 46.
It's not like we can freeze the defense. We gotta make a play here.
Off to throw again. It's Reed on the slant. They get this down to the 28. Getting 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Slot man motioned over. Oh, look at this. They give on the jet sweep. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Hey, don't get me wrong, Kate. Every defensive guy, they watch tape in their own ways. The linebackers, well, they're a little bit like quarterbacks. They got to develop that sixth sense by watching that tape so they can diagnose and get home in a hurry like he just did.
They give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And he'll go down here at the 16. It's a good 14 yards as the chains reset.
In this league, tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. He's off the screen. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. No counter. It's Jacobs. He's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Packers grow the lead to 7. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
McManus on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Packers grow their lead to 8. On now is McManus to kick this away. Josh Downs to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Colts back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Pittman sets in motion right. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. He's on the quick hitter. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
You often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups. So much more of it than that. In these titles, we see it time and again. It is such a matchup nightmare down the field.
They've got a man in motion. Taylor. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Slated downs to approach here from the 40. Going to the ground again on first. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They put a receiver in motion right. Get some space around it. It's on the turf. Ball's out. He lost it. And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. That play good for 17 and a first down. Well, he got his own miscue back, so no harm, no foul, but they are still not happy seeing him putting that football on the ground.
It's not like he just dropped it, though. It took a pretty nice hit to jar it free, but what did they teach you? When you got a nice game, what do you got to do?
Ball security, Brock, is job security.
Put that on the T-shirt.
And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen.
Goodness gracious, this quarterback is taking an absolute beating in this first half. We better have some ice for him ready at halftime. I'll tell you this, Kate, it has been a brutal couple quarters, and if you don't start protecting the quarterback, this guy may not make it and even finish this game.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Straight ahead for Taylor. And he's done a decent gain before being brought down. They get 6 on the run, and that sets up 3rd and 10 for him.
Explosive statue. I'll tell you, Kate, that's the real deal. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Richardson on 3rd. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Now about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
They are now set for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Taylor makes the kick. And he's tackled for no gain.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. Second down coming up.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Toss play. Taylor. He's got a nice gain down inside the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down.
He's not going to turn many yards, but if you're looking at the closer, if you're able to take 5 yards away, that could be a football.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Now Richardson to throw. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, and so is the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Let's be real clear, there is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes, and it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
4th down's going to bring out Matt Gay and the Colts field goal unit for the first time. It's only a chip shot from the right half. Up and good from Fairbairn. And that gets them back within 5.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range. He's delivering.
making this a 5-point ball game. They kick it off. On the return, here comes Reed. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Packers and Josh Jacobs about set to go on offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They've got first down from the 31. Slot man in motion left. Running on first here with Jacobs. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
They stick with Jacobs. And he's brought down for a loss.
All I could tell him there was good luck. You get a safety all over a run like that, they could just smell it like a shark with blood in the water. And you feel fortunate if you're even able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Long from the gun. He's on the move. He'll make a big play on the ground. We'll get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it could suck the wind out of that defense.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Long down the road. There's Bryant. They get there to take him down right around the 41.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They send a man in motion. Play fake, it's low. Into the hands of Romeo Dobbs. He goes the distance. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers blow their lead just before halftime. It's a Romeo Dobbs touchdown. McManus on for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Packers push the lead up to 12. On now is McManus to kick this away. Downs on the return. A pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Colts returning their offense and this running back to the field. They get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Play action with Richardson. Flushed down the pocket. He takes it himself. Oh, what a still move. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line. First down throw here from Richardson. He's got Pierce. Looking a couple yards past the line. Devon Fuller bringing that play to an end. Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line. 2nd and 8. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it'll be first down, Colts.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They've got first down from the 31. Looking from the gun, it's Richardson. Moving left side. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They have themselves another 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Richardson. Completed over the middle. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Second and 3 now. The shotgun, it's Richardson. Brings it in. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Pittman sent in motion right. Off the play fake, here's Richardson. And he has the Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts make it a 1-score game before halftime. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talked about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch, or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Colts trim the deficit down to 5. Well, Brock Martin, a touchback. This kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. One last play before the break.
Together, offense.
came down on that sideline. Second down coming up. That's halftime here in Green Bay. The Cheeseheads with plenty to cheer about as their Packers have the lead. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. We just watched a solid first half from the 2022 rushing champ, Josh Jacobs. He chipped in a couple of touchdown runs as he was running with determination right from the word go.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. On now is McManus to kick this away. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. Visitors and Anthony Richardson headed back onto the field. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Putting the receiver in motion. On 1st down, it's Richardson. He's going to throw him deep to the left. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. So it's 2nd down coming up.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that's just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. This is Taylor. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Entering Cooper there to make the stop. Give him only a couple that time. It's going to be 3rd down.
Focusing entirely on that passing game.
They kick the running back in motion. Taking him by downs, left side. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's a money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And set it down, scoring at the 38. Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And this is going to be a short carry that just reaches the 40. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. They put downs in motion right. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Entering Cooper there to make the stop. A solid gain of 6 there. It's going to be 3rd and just a yard.
This stuff was last season and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. The Colts are ready for the punt. Rigoberto Sanchez will kick it away. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they can really use some more points on this drive.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm over that kid's run.
They're out and set, 1st and 10.
This is huge. Don't let us down.
Shotgun now for Love. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down.
Keep pushing that run.
Running back sent in motion. The 2nd down throw here for Love. Completes this one to Kraft. He's got to gain a 6 there. Kenny Moore there to make the stop.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
Let's go, oh.
Run on 3rd and short. Even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
The Packers send out their punting unit. He sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he collects the fair catch just inside the 35. No return on that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. And begin with a quick completion to the right side. And nothing doing on that run. Defenders bottle it up quickly.
You know, I've heard over the years, defensively they call it chemical. How many different guys can get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
Rolling from the pistol, Richardson.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and the defense is pursuing the football screen to a middle of the game.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Getting out to his left. He's running for it. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And that carry only gets 1 on the plunge up the gut.
Well, that's a tough one because you could see the beginnings of what looked like an explosive play. Let's give some credit here, Kate, to the defense. A great job to bottom up before it came to fruition.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Men in motion here. Quick throw completed out to the left. He'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
That's really good instinct by the eyes up in the sky. The play caller seeing space on the perimeter, a well-timed screen, and positive command.
Coming up on 3rd and inches. This one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. It's a pickup of 11. And it'll be first down, Colts.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Taylor trying the left side. A lot of grass ahead. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 27 on the play. And that gives them first and goal.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
First and goal. Here's Taylor. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Hey, I get it on first and goal. Right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Ball at the 2 here for second and goal. Taylor. He runs it across. Touchdown. The Colts take a third-quarter lead. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while. But that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
Now the Colts leaving the offense out there. They're going to try for 2. He's throwing for it. That pass is caught inside the end zone. The 2-point try comes through, and their lead's a field goal now. Well, that right there, a very important 2-point conversion, Brock. Their lead now up to 3. A field goal would only tie this one.
Yeah, the math was pretty easy on that one, right? You know what it does. It puts you up 3 and forces a field goal on the other side. But I'll tell you what else I like there, Kate. It's psychology. Puts a little seed of doubt on that other side. Maybe if you come into this moment later in the game, and certainly an injection of confidence for your offense that they can deliver in the clutch.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Nixon now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. The Packers ready to run their offense back out there. All they're scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this third quarter. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. No gain there that time, and it's second and 10.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Second and 10 now. That's incomplete left side.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Long now to throw. That'll be complete to Jacob. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
team is on now, and they get this away. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The visitors ready for their next series. Let out on offense by their quarterback. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure out from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. First and 10 now from the 30. Richardson back to throw. He finds Woods. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
The defenders, they were ready for that throw, stopping him right at the line of scrimmage.
Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Tight end going in motion here. Back down, pressure on its way. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Hey, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was obvious by the defense. And you've got a quarterback, just find a way to pull his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
He's trying in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Richardson. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Now comes the punter. And he'll try to hit this one well. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. So no return on that punt. And the Packers will take over possession. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Love that. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call.
First down, fellas.
Now they send their back in motion right. Love that shotgun. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, where they come down to a play or two and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hands, their coach wants to see them convert those.
They'll send out the punting unit. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones. Continuing to hit this defense, more good numbers well into this second half. So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set, 1st and 10. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And all he can get is 1 yard, ran that right into the defensive front.
This is one of those real modest games, Kate, that I like as a call. It's just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
Motioning him from the slot right. Second down carry for Taylor. Once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they get him 4 and 5 to figure it out.
Great success on first down, Kate. If you want to hit him baseball, find him. All you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune third down situation.
30 yardage here, Richardson. Complete beyond the marker. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Kid, I can promise you that's one of those play-action plays they've repped over the week during practice that both quarterback and tight end went to bed last night thinking, man, I hope this one's called. And when it is, hope you have just a little space to operate. That play-action works beautifully, and the tight end, the beneficiary.
They send the tight end in motion. First down throw here for Richardson. They go down. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Good offenses. Good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them out in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after.
Play action with Richardson. Bails out of the pocket quick. He can run it. Well, we'll pause here, and for good reason. One of the Packers injured on that play and is being tended to. Second and 3 now. Shotgun, hand off to Taylor. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. On the shotgun, it's Richardson. He's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. Second chance at 6 here. It's second and goal. Taylor. And he will get into the end zone for an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts make it a 9-point advantage. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Well, his second rushing score this game could not have come at a better time, Brock, as it adds some valuable points to that lead.
You know, there's some I can't really define, Kate, but it's just a feel. Right, passing touchdowns are great, but what rushing touchdowns do, especially to your defense, is they just fuel them. It empowers them to go out and play, and now they'll get to do so with a bigger lead.
Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Colts make it a 10-point ball game. handle the kickoff. Nixon now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Let's spread the ball around this run. This is your game to win, offense.
Here's Long. Gets this one to Watson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Now that is a potential drive killer. Defenders all over that one. It kept him from getting vertical after the catch.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
The Colts setting a man in the secondary here. 3rd down coming up. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. This one taken in by Kraft. And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And the Colts will take over. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Motion man set left. On hand to Taylor. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. It was Kenny Clark on the tackle. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Finds his man down. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. The Colts have it with a lead. Not a big one, though, trying to carry it through the 4th. So the big play moves him well past midfield. Has him set up now at the 35. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
This wide receiver run game, what it really does, Kate, is it tests the soundness of your defense. How assignment sound are you? Well, that was an excellent example of this defense doing its work on the practice field and, more importantly, put into execution on the game field.
Taken in by Pierce. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. first down yardage.
A lot of times we will see defenses get so overcommitted to defending that inside run, they're vulnerable to the outside toss. And that's when things open up, and you can reset those downs.
They'll come up first and 10. Off the play fake, here's Richardson. Pass is caught at the 9. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have first and goal.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
First and goal now as they try to pad this lead. And in motion out of the slot. Here's Taylor. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
Second and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Another shot for Taylor. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. It's a gain of 2, and now they have third and goal at the 3.
You see that outside toss, pursuit over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Running with Taylor. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Colts can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. His third of the game on the ground. Lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to fourth and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on third and goal.
Gay to add the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Colts take a 3-possession lead. Gay now to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Reed. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Out now runs the Packer offense. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. And the drive will start out with a first and 10. Love from the gun. Finds his man. He's caught. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll be first down, Packers.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Let's go, offense! Get a touchdown!
Let's get some points on the ball!
Touchdown!
First down throw. Here's Love. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And we'll see what they do here on second down. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and you couldn't do it.
Give them 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Thrown on first down. Caught by Jacob. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Move the chains! Got momentum to keep that defense on its heels.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43.
Boys, let's keep it up.
Wants to throw again. Called in by Musgrave. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On first and 10, here's Love. Completes this one to Kraft. He pushes this down to the 22-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Still on the move, coming to the line for first and 10. Play fake, it's Love. He's at the 7. And this is down all the way to the 3. They get 19 and now they get first and goal.
Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Four downs now to get in. Here's first and goal.
Let's pound the road. The momentum, hero.
From the red zone now. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. Get in the red zone defensively. You'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react. And then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking the basket.
And he will score. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers get it back to within 2 possessions. It's a Romeo Doubs touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them. And that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
McManus on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers cut the lead down to 10.
Right through the upright.
On the board.
Right down the middle. Score. Straight through the uprights. Yeah, we got it. Right down the middle.
Take that.
He got it.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Downs on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year is over. They're out and set, first and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And they beat him to the edge. That run stops back at the line. No gain there that time, and it's second and 10.
You want to see the term read and react to the little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Finds him over the middle. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the field, that's best friend security blanket, and it's a big tight ends.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. They kick the running back in motion. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. They've got a man in motion. From the gun, Taylor. He's out of the clear. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And it'll be first down, Colts.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
He's getting to him yet again. That is cut. And he's brought down after a short gain. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Running back sent in motion. Here we go, 2nd and 9. He goes back to him yet again, complete. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Before the defense halts it. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest. It gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. They'll throw again, Richardson. The pass caught by his back. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once. I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you how to do yours.
Quick slant into the hands of Downs. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
We send a man in motion. Taylor. And they make a stop at the last minute. It's a game down to the 1. First shot gets him 5. Still a couple of looks remaining. It's 2nd and goal.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
On the shotgun, it's Richardson. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown. The Colts can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. Michael Pittman Jr. with the touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, You also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Colts take a 3-possession lead.
This could be the turning point.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Nixon now to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
They can't stop us.
Love out of the shotgun. Reed's got it. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
2nd and 4. That's into the hands of Downs. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40.
This is huge. Don't let us down. Shake him up.
Shotgun now to Love. He gets this one to Watson. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
Come on, guys. What's going on? That's garbage. Making us look bad.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again. From just shy of midfield on 2nd down. Finds a seam down the middle. And they bring him down after the player reaches the 26. That one goes for 25 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
Takes the handoff, now Love. And he'll take this one in for the Green Bay touchdown. The Packers get it back to within 2 possessions. It's a Romeo Doubs touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
The uprights.
McMahon is there to tack on the point after. And the Packers cut the lead down to 10. Well, don't look up at the clock, everybody. That is certainly not their friend as they get set to try an onside kick. And the Colts are able to bring in the kick. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks him, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
First and 10 from the 41. He's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Counter, it's Taylor. And they stop him after a pickup down to the 24. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Green Bay. Colts holding a 10-point lead. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Taylor again. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. Packers into a nickel defense. 3rd down. Richardson now escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Timeout taken by the Packers, their 3rd and final one. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. They go again with Taylor. And he's in for the touchdown. The Colts can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Took a couple of runs into that wall before they finally punched it across for the score.
Well, that defensive front, you know they were dialed up to make a stand, but it was going to be a challenge to make another 2 stops even after that one. That crack formed in the wall, and it burst through for a touchdown.
Gay to add the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Colts take a 3-possession lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Nixon now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Packers are headed back to the field, so we'll get a look at Romeo Doubs. And I think by this point we can all agree, Brock, that he is not going to be stopped until the clock stops at the end of this game. He just continues to make catches count in this second half.
This could be the turning point.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
This defense is asleep.
Let's end this drive.
Love from the gun. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And this is going to end up incomplete. Really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Defense doubled him, knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. Bit surprising. Quarterback still threw in that direction with how well that defense had that play covered.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Slot man motioned over. The 2nd down throw here for Love. The catch is made down the right sideline. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams. An explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
1st down throw. Here's Love. To the sideline, cut by Reed. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. This one taken in by Kraft. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Man in motion out of the slot. Play fake, gets Love. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Throwing his Love on 3rd. Isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasting no time.
This is reeled in by Reed. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. And this one won't get close. They make the stand and force that turnover on downs.
Hey, I get it, it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
Here comes the Colts offense now for another possession. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays that followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down.
Don't let him go. Smack down on him, boys.
The favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot. And now you can enjoy the victory.
So it's the Colts who come away with a win on the road. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Colts are winners as we say so long from Green Bay. Philadelphia is known for having some very vocal fans, and nearly 70,000 of them are letting their voices be heard already. Welcome inside Lincoln Financial Field. Welcome, everybody, to the booth. I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Ewert for this game. And Brock, as a former quarterback, I know your focus is on the offensive side of the ball ahead of this kickoff.
Yeah, these two offenses are so fun to watch because the best offenses in this league, Kate, they're about trust. And it just pops out. When you study them during the week on the game film, you just see it. They trust one another. That's head coach, that's coordinator, that's play caller, that's to the quarterback, and then certainly the 11 on the field. Both these groups are getting it done.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Straight to the air is Richardson. Going deep right away. This is caught inside the 15. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that will give them some serious momentum along with a 1st down.
I have loved this opening script. Aggressive, taking your shots. You know, the numbers tell you you get an explosive play on a drive in the NFL today, you're typically going to score.
Hits, and the ball's loose. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. Offense in the hurry up here. They'll run now on 2nd down. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They push it forward for a yard. That brings up 3rd and 8.
19 Charger, 19 Charger. Let's go now.
From the gun, Jones gets it. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Working quickly here. Trying to throw for it with Richardson. That's been close. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best. And you get to see how you handle the most pressure. And it turns out they handled it pretty darn well. And now they'll keep pushing.
We need these points.
His drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Gonna keep this one and go. Vito runs it across. Touchdown. The Patriots start the game off right with a 6-0 lead. It's an Anthony Richardson touchdown. He finds his way in on the sneak. That one splits the uprights. And the Patriots will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Here comes Williams on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. His first offering of the game winds up incomplete.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch. That gap. I think he was thinking about the gap before he actually secured the catch.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. The play fake, he'll throw. Buying some time right. This is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
That's simply a difficult tightrope walk to stay in bounds on a catch that far downfield. What an effort. Just too difficult to play to make.
They're going for this. And he's going to do something to the 45 before he's brought down. Offense up to the line fast. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So Shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Okay, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball. But to do so on these step tight ends, that's big time.
And he'll be out of bounds just a yard or two short of that 25. And the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he scampers ahead and gets two on the carry.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
That one's up incomplete and brings it into our opening quarter. So we're through one quarter of this AFC East contest. 7-0 is our score. We'll return to the link right after this. Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Dolphin football as we begin. They'll throw on 3rd and long. Offense getting set to start things up. Not like this, an interception ends that drive. Oh, he fumbles it. They might give it right back. Scoped out by the Patriots. What an incredible drive they've authored, Brock. But all that progress, the part of the punt here just fumbled away.
That could save them himself.
On first down, it's Richardson. Gets it to the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on first down? And a fresh set of downs on its way. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. On first down, they'll run. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Oh, love this. He gets another one. Keep feeding that fullback, baby. And he gets this beyond the midfield stripe and onto the Dolphins side of the field. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4.
You know, when you're a defender and you see them give that quick little take to the fullback, you just have to stop him before he gets started. They piled on him and holding the minimal yardage.
This one is dropped and incomplete. So with the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
He connects downfield on 4. And he's going to be drugged down. Looks like at that 37-yard line. Richardson now on 1st and 10. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though. Here we got 2nd down.
Well, if nothing else, that proves they're not afraid to take a shot on any given snap. And with enough looks, eventually, one's going to connect.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Plowing up the middle. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. It's the Patriots facing a 3rd and 9. It's 4th and long. The Patriots sending the field goal unit out for a try. He's got to drive this one 53 yards down the middle. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And special teams convert to get them a little something out of that possession.
The wind was at a sails, Kate, and it certainly helped that football fly true and right down the middle. And from that distance, to hit with that accuracy is one impressive shot.
The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Here comes Williams on the return. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him A few inches into the ground to end that return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here. Shake off that previous INT. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And it sets up 2nd down. Out of the gun, he'll look to throw. Off for big yards on the right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. It's another 1st down mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Patriots will take him beyond their own 40. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's going to be a...
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A nice throw from the rookie out of Miami, and it's going to be good for a 1st down. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
That ball caught. It's the playmaker, Michael Irvin. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved.
And Peterson, what happened? He lost the football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
You remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills.
Yep.
And, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Following the fumble recovery, Cunningham. as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. He finds Smith out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. A 1st down carry for Henry. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. Here's Brissett. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. They'll try the middle with Peterson. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for 3rd down. We're scoreless after 1. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they'll see what they can do on 3rd and goal. Again, Peterson. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Adrian Peterson punching it in from a yard away. And the 49ers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Extra point by Elam, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, here's Elam to kick it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Now a 2nd and 10. Off play action, it's Cunningham. Got a man, it's Randy Moss. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Look, we came into this one focused on Randy Moss, and now he has our full attention with his first grab of the game.
Well, he's one of only 2 players to go a whole season averaging over 100 yards receiving and average a touchdown per game as well. That's a pretty impressive step.
It really is, especially when you consider that every defense he faced was prepared for him and was kicking coverages in his direction. 3rd and short, and they decided not to run for it, and he's able to escape the pressure, finds a clear throwing lane outside the pocket, gets the completion, and picks up the first down.
play fake. Now Cunningham. And it's complete to Antonio Gates. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Middle of the field to Jefferson. Just a gain of a couple there. And that will bring up second down. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. This is 2nd and 8. Now Cunningham. He's got his man, Gates. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield. They're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
A first down carry for Smith, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Cunningham. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them up the scoreboard here.
Come on.
Now Cunningham. And he is caught. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's the third time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's been a big chance of yardage as shown by that last play.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Cunningham to throw. Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. 2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7.
Here we go.
Cunningham looking to throw. Steps away. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
It is certainly becoming rarer by the year to see your franchise guy take a hit like that. The defender couldn't believe he had a shot to light him up. So when you take off and run, you have to make sure you can slide, get out of bounds.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful for the yard out. And the Dolphins are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And we'll see what they want to do. 45 seconds is all that remains until the break. All right, rifles one, it's going to be intercepted. Picked up by the all-time interception king, Paul Krause. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Here's Cunningham. They'll roll him out right. That is caught inside the 5. And he's down inside the 5 with the 4 before he's out of bounds. 25 yards that time.
How nice is it for him to know that when he gets outside the pocket, he's got a reliable tight end he can go to. So he's able to look his way, find his big target, and set up first and goal.
Looking to throw. Cunningham under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. It's a loss of 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
On the move to his left. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. Off play action. Cunningham rolling to his right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
And his kick is indeed good, and the Dolphins have taken the lead. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Brissett now. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And his kick here is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the 2nd half gets started. And he returns this to the 22. Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5. Now the first carry for Adrian Peterson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
2nd and 11. It's caught on the right side of Smith. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle is going to be made at the 49ers 36. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they'll wind up now over 20 yards. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 36. Back to throw. Cunningham. That's complete to Smith. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. First down, here's a run with Peterson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now a 2nd and 2. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And the Dolphins are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Off the play fake, Cunningham rolling to his left. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
While you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards, they're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
Off play action, Cunningham. And this is caught by Gates. Touchdown, Miami. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Dolphins get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. So now the Dolphin offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2. They're going to try and run. And he is not going to get there. Boy, even with a Hall of Famer carrying the ball, the defense comes up big, and the try for 2 is thwarted. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.